We're talking about how to safely measure the voltage of your home's AC electricity using a multimeter. So, let's get into it and start measuring. Before we jump in, remember that safety is key when working with electricity. Never touch exposed wires, and always ensure your hands are dry and you're standing on a dry surface. Ready? Let's do this. First up, you'll need a digital multimeter, the go-to tool for any electrical measurements. These devices are fantastic for diagnosing electrical issues or just getting to know your home's electrical system. To measure AC voltage, you're going to want to set your multimeter to measure voltage in the AC range. Look for the V symbol with a wavy line above it on your multimeter dial. That's the setting for AC voltage, which is what we have in our homes. Now, let's talk about the probes. Multimeters come with two probes, one red and one black. For measuring household AC voltage, you'll plug the black probe into the port usually labeled COM for common, and the red probe goes into the port labeled with a V or sometimes V omega Ma for voltage measurements. With your multimeter set to AC voltage and your probes in the right ports, it's time to measure. But remember, we're dealing with potentially dangerous voltages here, so if you're not confident, please consult a professional. For those proceeding, let's do this safely. Measuring voltage. Ready to measure? Remember, we're dealing with live wires, so proceed with caution. If unsure, call an electrician. Approach your wall outlet, and carefully insert the black probe into one of the slots, and the red probe into the other slot. It doesn't matter which one goes where when measuring AC voltage, which is a bit different from measuring DC where polarity matters. As soon as both probes make contact with the outlet, your multimeter will display the voltage. In the United States, you should see a reading of around 120 volts. This can vary slightly depending on your location and the time of day, but it's generally around that figure. And that's it. You've successfully measured the AC voltage of your home outlet. Pretty simple, right? Understanding how to safely measure voltage is a fantastic first step into the wider world of home electrical work and DIY projects. Ready to make your electrical measurements as straightforward as possible? Check out our recommended auto-ranging multimeter in the video description below. It's a game changer for both beginners and seasoned pros. Click the link to see it in action and simplify your DIY electrical projects today. The multimeter I used in this video has the auto-ranging option. Let me explain it to you. Imagine you're baking and the recipe calls for a pinch of salt. But what if you had a super fancy measuring spoon that automatically knew exactly how much pinch meant? That's kind of like an auto-ranging multimeter for electricity. Instead of fiddling with dials and guessing which measurement range you need, this handy feature does the thinking for you. It's like your multimeter has a little brain inside, saying, "Oh, hey, you're trying to measure voltage? Let me pick the perfect setting for you." Thanks for tuning into Electricity Frenzy. If you found this guide helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more helpful tips and tricks.